All right, I am back again. I just have two things I want to say right quick. The first one is the worst news if possible, and that is Julian Assange is on his way back to Australia. He may have even made it there now. He had to plead guilty to one felony offense, and they basically let him off with time served, basically. While it's good that he's finally free, it's bad because, let's face it, I don't believe he should have been charged to begin with. I think it may be a situation where he would be safer in a prison than out, truth be told. But I'll have a link to that below. I don't know all the specifics, but that's the big ball of wax that I have on that. The second thing is, I saw this meme earlier, and I may even go ahead and try to remember to make this a thumbnail. But it was about how white supremacy is looking very diverse right now, or starting to look very diverse. And it was 4 articles. At least one newspaper I know of is that was in the listed in the meme is a legitimate news source. Now I will give you full disclosure. At the time of the recording of this video, I've not had an opportunity to confirm that those are actual headlines. If I actually post this video, rest assured, I will have checked at least one of them to confirm that it is a viable headline. And not just some sort of Photoshop or AI generated piece of crap. But what I want to get at is this whole thought about what we see in the news and what is perceived by people. Let's face it, a lot of people are just getting their news from what they see in the news feed on a social media platform, such as YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook, or Twitter. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it Twitter. And when they see that, all they're going to see a thumbnail. They're going to see a headline, maybe a bit of the blurb that they would read about the comment on the post body. But chances are the average person is not going to read the entire article. They're going to see it, they're going to scroll, and they're going to form an opinion. Now, I do question narratives quite a bit. If you're a regular on my channel, you can say that I do so. What will be of interest is, what I'm curious about is, when you see these particular articles calling different conservative wings of different ethnicities as being white supremacists, what is your take on it? Does that seem like legitimate news or some sort of propaganda geared to basically guilt people into falling in line with a certain narrative, an expected narrative? I mean, don't get me wrong. If you can't tell, I am white, and if you can't tell, I'm actually quite proud of it. I mean, let's face it. Of all the colors my skin has been, white is the best. Granted, the only other colors my skin has been different shades of red because I spent too much time out in the sun without sunblock on. And let's face it, if you've ever had sunburn, you can agree, it's not fun. It's not pleasant at all. Okay, so I'm just making a joke of it because it's been one of those days where I have to be sarcastic. I have to let my sarcasm go a little bit. But still, they act like the individual cannot have their own identity. They cannot have their own. And keep in mind, I've not read the article, so I'm going in this thinking in terms of the person that has not read the article. when you see it in terms just one, you're more likely to be like, and actually believe that's a thing. But when you see multiple web news agencies or news agencies, some of them I don't know how credible they are, posting about stuff like this, and you see them side by side like that, and it's not just one ethnicity, but it's 4 different ones. I don't know about you, but when I see that, without reading the article and reading their justification for said statement, I can't help but wonder just what I said. Is this a matter of them trying to Uncle Tom guilt someone into forgoing their own identity, their own individual thought, and to make them feel as though they have to be a certain way, think a certain way, vote a certain way, and as an attempt to squash their own individual thought process? Because I know people of all kinds of ethnicities or ethnic backgrounds. I even know some people that were not actually born in America, and not all of those people are even white. I've had the opportunity to I went to school with one of the lost boys of the Sudan, even, or I went to college with one. So, and I will admit, some of them I don't know what their political leanings are, but some of them are further right of center than I am. And I'm kicking on libertarians' door on my political leanings. And some of them are further to that than I am. So are you saying that they are white supremacists just because they want smaller government? Or are you saying they're white supremacists because maybe they want government out of their business, lower taxes, lower government spending? See, this is what's going through my mind. Just something to think about. Like I said, I will be sure to try it and put that picture as the thumbnail of the video, and I will, as much of it as I can get to fit in, and I will at least make sure at least one of them is a valid headline. But let me know what you think. Without actually going and reading the article, when you see something like that, what is your assumption on the nature of the articles and what the message is? That's what I'm kind of curious about. Let me know what you think. And I'll be sure to throw a link down to the news about Julian Assange later.